Okay, so I use that same idea from, I don't know, if you watch that question number 15, which is really more complicated than this, but that builds some nice foundation for this. So what I want to do is I want to get that sine x over x trick again, right? Because they're telling us that. So I know, and the tangent's not part of that mix. So why don't I rewrite tan 7x as sine 7x over cosine 7x. That's the same thing as tangent 7x. And of course, that's all over that sine 9x. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this out into three different fractions. So I've got sine 7x over 1 times 1 over cosine 7x. That's from the numerator. And now I'm dividing, see, I'm dividing this by sine 9x, right? That's what the fraction means. So when I divide, I take the reciprocal, right? So 1 over sine 9x. And now we're going to do that same kind of trick that we did in that other question. Remember where we, let's see. Here, I'm going to go to the next screen. So remember how we multiplied by, you know, I want to make this be over 7x. When I take the limit, that's equal to 1, but I remember I can't change the value of the fraction, so I'm going to multiply by 7x over 7x. Cosine 7x I don't have to worry about, because if I substitute 0 in for there, cosine of 0 is 1, so that's not a problem. That's not something we're going to deal with. But here's the other one, and I'm hoping that you've seen enough now that you know that if it's sine 9x over 9x or 9x over sine 9x, that's the same expression as 1. So I'm going to multiply this fraction by 9x over 9x, and that way I've got that. So now what I'm going to do is I've got, what do I have here? I've got 7x. I've got, you know, if I'm multiplying all these, don't I have 9x? See, because I can bring, it's this times this times this. And I only really want to care about the 9x right now. Okay, so that gives me 7 over 9. And of course the x's can disappear because x over x is 1. And remember, we're okay as long as we're not x isn't 0, we're letting it approach 0. So it cancels out. We can do that elimination. And then we have the sine of 7x over 7x. We have, let's do the other one. Let's do 9x over sine 9x. Remember, I took care of this 9x by bringing it over underneath the 7x. And then we have that cosine expression, 1 over the cosine of 7x. So now we're going to take the limit as x approaches 0. And then this is the 7/9 times that, right? So this is 1. This is 1. This is also 1. So 1 times 1 times 1 times 7/9 is 7/9. Okay, so there's how that works without just magic, right? So that's how we're able to do that.